to today's legislative session for September 4th, 2025. And we will start with a call to order. If you'll join me in a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And just a reminder, if everyone would please silence their cell phones, pager devices, whatever you may have, just so we don't interrupt the meeting. And we'll start with roll call.
Benton.
Here.
Paduk.
Here.
Amo. Benelli. Present. Cheney. Here. Ellers. Here. Fagione. Here. Feller. Here. Lujan. Present. Menuda. Here. O'Donnell. Ramos. Here. Ravella. Here. Riskevich. Here. Sassy. Here. Sierra. Here. Stiganga. Here. Sutherland. Here. Tortel. Here. Tui. Here. Hines.
Here.
21 present. 20 present, sorry.
Okay, so we'll start off like we do all our meetings with our presentation. So I'm going to ask Legislator Sassme to join me at the front podium. Okay, exciting times here in Orange County and especially in Pine Bush. I know a few months ago we gave the girls softball all-star team some proclamations for a state championship, and now today we have two of the boys baseball teams as state champions. So Pine Bush is baseball country, and I turn it over to Rob Sassy.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Hines, and good evening, everybody. Great to see everyone here, especially my friends from Pine Bush there. Great going, guys. Made us very proud. These young men are not only excellent baseball players, but many of them I know as being a former coach, and I know Legislator Hines and many of my other colleagues up here have served as Little League coaches. So I'd like to thank our coaches as well and give them a big round of applause for all their time and effort. So a few months back, as Chairman Hines mentioned, we honored the Pine Bush girls softball team as state champs, and tonight we recognize not just the senior Little League champs, but the junior Little League champs. Imagine that. What are the odds of Pine Bush just clearing the deck with titles statewide? Big round of applause for our group. So at this time, I'd like to invite both teams up. All coaches, come on up for a presentation. Come on up, guys. Take your time. If we have, I was going to do both. Yeah. He's going to do both. Yeah. You guys senior? Okay. Let's do seniors on this side, senior Little League on this side, junior on this side. How's that? Good crowd. Look at all these people that showed up here for you tonight. Isn't that amazing? You guys can kind of shift down. Why don't you just get a couple steps here. Good. I'm going to give it to the coaches. Yeah, I'm going to give it to the coach. To make things easier, because I know, Coach, you got to run. You've got board meetings tonight. So I'm just going to recognize everybody jointly as you see here tonight, and I'm going to give you the certificates. All of my colleagues here behind you in the Orange County Legislature are extremely proud of everyone, all of our players from Pine Bush, and we're going to give you a recognition award that your coaches will distribute to you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our state champions. Great going, guys. Anybody want to take pictures? We'll give you a couple minutes, a couple of shots of the guys here. We good? Looks like we're good. Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations, guys. Have a good night. Great season. Yeah. Good job, guys. Yep. Pull out this way here. Yep.
Okay, we're going to move on with our agenda, and we have another exciting presentation for everybody. September is Hunger Action Month, and here in Orange County, we celebrate those who try to solve that problem. So for those of you here from the Regional Food Bank, I know Mr. Lewis is here, if you'd like to come up and join us. So we have a proclamation here from the County Executive's Office, and from the County Executive's Office, we have Mr. Flanagan here. The County Executive is speaking at another engagement tonight, that's why he couldn't be with us. But like I said, it is Hunger Action Month. These people surrounding us here work to solve that problem here in Orange County. And in it says here, Orange County shall work with hunger relief organizations to make New York hunger-free by supporting access to 3 healthy meals a day for residents in need. There are 48,730 people who are food insecure in Orange County, with 1 out of 6, or 16,200 children who don't have access to the food they need to thrive. And that's why September is Hunger Action Month. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to turn it over to Mr. Lewis to tell you about his organization.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the Orange County Legislature for giving us the opportunity to make people aware of hunger awareness. 1 out of 6 children in Orange County is food insecure. That means that they don't know where the next meal is coming from. On a week when school is opening, we provide backpacks for a lot of kids on the weekends, but during the week, they may not know where the next meal is. Regional Food Bank, and we have with us 3 of our community partners. Regional Food Bank works with over 100 community partners, everything from school backpacks to senior citizens to various food pantries and churches. So we have Diane Vasquez from RECAP, we have Beth Moss from the Florida Community Food Pantry, and we have Reverend Leslie Green from AME Zion Church in Newburgh. And these are just 3 of the more than 100 community groups that we work with. These are the boots on the ground people that really are providing the food. They allow us to work with them, and we greatly appreciate their help and what the county legislature is doing to recognize Hunger Awareness Month. Hopefully we can recognize and be aware of it all 12 months of the year. So thank you very much for that.
So we're presenting this proclamation, and some of these organizations you just mentioned, we actually recognize at other times during the month too, because you do such phenomenal work here for everybody in Orange County. So I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues to say thank you very much from all of our hearts for what you do, especially now as school's starting with these young kids. So thank you very much, and I'm happy you were able to spend tonight with us.
Mr. Chairman, it's a little unusual. Mr. Lewis, could you give your phone number so that if people have questions or know someone that should contact you, that we can give out your number?
Sure, they can go to, actually, the best way, because we're constantly looking for volunteers, and we know with our new facility in Montgomery, our new 50,000 square foot facility in Montgomery makes it a lot easier for folks as opposed to having to go to beautiful Cornwall on Hudson. So they can go to regionalfoodbank.net, and that's how they can find out how not only to volunteer, but to donate and to find out some of the events that are taking place. So regionalfoodbank.net is the perfect spot. And again, we thank you. I know a lot of folks have businesses and they've come and volunteer, and we're constantly looking for more help and support. So I appreciate you asking.
Thank you, sir, for all you do.
Thank you. Okay, next up, we have Majority Leader Benton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The legislature would like to recognize for the following for the month of September. Month of September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Thank you, Mr. Feller. It's also Back to School. It's Preparedness Month. It's National Suicide Prevention Month. Patriot Day on September 11th. The first day of fall, September 22nd. World Heart Day, September 29th. And Week Without Driving Week is September 29th to October 5th. Thank you.
Thank you. And next, we have two people who signed up to speak on agenda-related items. You'll come up to the podium and hit the button until the microphone turns red and speak to us for 3 minutes. The first is Ann Sullivan, agenda item number 6. Just hit that button for me. Perfect, thank you.
Item number 6 is the DWI Traffic Safety Grant. And none of us want people driving drunk and endangering the lives of other drivers, other pedestrians, other residents. But there's an equally important thing that this county could be doing, and that would be providing real, efficient, reliable public transportation. Some communities, North Carolina, South Carolina, actually have night shuttles, which run to popular night spots so people can get rides back to their community. But in Orange County, it's almost impossible to go outside of your own little community to another community on public transportation. And for those of you who've looked, it's really difficult to go any place at night. And that's one of the reasons I'm so happy that you are acknowledging Week Without Driving this year. Thank you. That's an opportunity to look past those of us who drive cars to see what is life like for people who can't drive a car. Maybe they're blind, maybe they're 80 and don't feel safe driving anymore, which really means they don't feel like others are safe around them. It might be somebody doesn't have the extra income for the husband and the wife and the adult teenager to all three have cars, and somebody needs to take public transportation. So I encourage you, in preparation for Week Without Driving, to figure out what it would be like for you for a week, or maybe just a day, or maybe just to get one meeting and back. How could you do that by public transportation? How far would you have to walk or bicycle to the nearest bus stop? Does it run at a time where you can get there efficiently and get back home efficiently, or get to your next spot efficiently? And if it's impossible, like it is for many, many, many people in Orange County, put that up on social media so you are sharing with other people that Orange County needs to be putting more money into public transit, including paratransit. Can people get around by paratransit right now? Are there drivers? If you even make a reservation a week ahead of time, does that solve the problem? Are there safe places on the street to wait? Is there a sheltered bus stop so you've got shelter between the rain or the hot sun? And lastly, I'll say with Week Without Driving, If you want to do a ride-along with somebody who actually has to depend on public transportation or walking, please get in touch with me. I'll be happy to help make that happen. And lastly, this county, the governor, are proposing spending over $1 billion to expand and widen Route 17. Much of that money could be used much more wisely by putting it into things like public transportation. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Gabrielle Hill, also on agenda item number 6.
Hello, awesome. Good evening, everyone. Gabrielle Hill from the city of Newburgh, and I just want to thank you for this opportunity to address some concerns that we have. But first, congratulations to the Pine Bush baseball team, and also congratulations to the Human Action people. That is very, very important. I know Ms. Green is not here, but I passed by Amy Zion today, and there was a line of about 150 people. So they are doing good work. I don't want to spend a lot of time repeating what my colleague Ann Sullivan said, but yet it is very important that we take a look at how we're spending money and how we can make our community safer, in addition to getting people to work. People to the doctor's office, and paratransit is very, very important to our seniors and those who need that extra assistance. I should have said that I'm here to speak about item number 6, but this is very near and dear to my heart. I live on River Road, and if anybody's been on River Road in the city of Newburgh on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, it is jam-packed, which is good. We want people out, we want people spending money, right? We want our businesses to thrive. However, that road is so dangerous. And because it's a state road, as a member of the Newburgh Transportation Advisory Committee, our hands are tied because it's a state road. It's not like we can walk down to 83 Broadway to City Council and demand change. There's a chain of command that has to happen. So, just in recent years, there have been many fatalities. People just trying to get from one side of River Road to the other side. And I'll give it up to the Cosmo family. They've done a great job with the crosswalks, and that's certainly a help. But motorists are just not slowing down. They're just not slowing down. I recently did a little test. I had a speedometer, and I stood a block away from my house, and someone clocked at 47 and a 30. And when the car went by me, it was such a whoosh that if you're walking and you're trying to cross, you can easily lose your balance. So I'm here to talk about transportation, but also like traffic safety and traffic calming, and perhaps using some of the money that may be allocated for the Route 17M expansion to really looking into municipalities and those needs. And I would also encourage you, if you have a local municipality that has their own transportation advisory committee or such, please go to their meetings. I ran out of time, but not love. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, next I have Legislator Benton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I request consent to place on the agenda a resolution authorizing the county attorney to commence additional federal litigation in opposition to the recently enacted state legislation requiring elections of certain county elected officials to be held in even-numbered years.
Hey, without objection, that'll be placed on the agenda as 1A. A1, I'm sorry, A1. Okay, there's an objection that opens discussion. Anyone wish to discuss it? The reason I would put it on the agenda is because I think it's a home rule issue. And I think when our state representatives make rules like this to take away our own power, since New York is a home rule state, that's why I find what they did offensive. So that's why I would put it on the agenda. Anyone else?
I
Majority Leader Benton.
Yeah, I'd just like to make the statement that our local county judge had the guts to call this law unconstitutional, which I believe it is as well. But the state has been ruling, other judges at different levels have been overruling her, and that's why I think we should do it.
Legislator Lujan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Firstly, I'd just like to say that we still are seeing litigation around precisely this issue. I believe that the town of Newburgh in particular is currently in litigation in regards to, whether or not having having elections on even years or opening up the ward system. Nevertheless, so what I would like to say, I think that this could have been brought into committee. We could have had a conversation about it in committee. It would have made more sense, especially considering the fact that it is a very controversial topic. Clearly, right here, it's a controversial topic. So I think it would have been worth having a discussion in committee where we'd have been able to discuss it further. I absolutely do agree with you that it is home rule. That being said, currently here in the county, we're seeing litigation in regards to this, and there is a lot of disagreement philosophically about why this should or should not happen. So, I think we should have a conversation about it. I'd like to table it and have it in committee.
Yeah, it's a time-sensitive issue. It came from the county attorney's office just this morning, if I'm not mistaken. There's other counties that are bringing this action, and it's our intent to participate in it as well. Just like we did with the state litigation. This is going to be federal litigation. Legislator Ramos.
Point of procedure? Point of procedure, there's been a motion to table. That takes precedence if there's a second.
No, there's no tabling the consent resolution. It's whether it goes on the agenda or not is what we're talking
Oh,
about.
he just asked
The
to
issue.
have tabled, so.
You don't table something going on an agenda. You table it when it comes up for discussion potentially, but not to go on.
Thank you for the ruling.
At least that's what I believe, correct? Yes. Legislator Ramos.
Thank you, Chairman. So I'm just going to read this. In a unanimous decision in May, 5 appellate judges said the law doesn't violate the state constitution and home rule guarantees provided to municipalities. They said no provision of the Constitution gives the county exclusive local control over the manner in which local elections will be held or the specific details of each office. I don't think that we can pick and choose what court decisions we like or don't like. I think that the judicial branch exists for a reason, and I think this is yet another frivolous lawsuit. We have much bigger issues to worry about here in Orange County. We have a literal social service crisis looming in our county. We have no childcare money left. I'm getting emails and contacted by constituents who have no support for childcare assistance, but yet we're concerned about joining federal litigation in opposition to joining even year elections. I mean, I think this is extremely tone deaf. When the county first joined the state lawsuit, I spoke out against this. I said why. I provided data and facts on why, I think this is a waste of time and taxpayer money. And I will say it again. I think this is yet another frivolous lawsuit and waste of taxpayer money. I think that we should focus on the issues that we have here in the county, which are big issues that are actually impacting the quality of life and the real kitchen table issues that people in this county are concerned about.
Legislator Menuda.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to encourage that my colleagues support this. This law actually disenfranchises voters. It places so many people on the ballot during that period of time, it's hard enough to understand who's running, what their platform is, and so forth. Secondly, it also causes a financial problem with those who are running, so that anyone who is running can't get media time, has to put out even more mailers, more social media, more whatever. So the cost and spend of this is going to be increased. We've already seen the state funding state politicians to run based on taxpayer dollars. Are we going to continue to do this? So for those reasons and those mentioned, I'm in favor of this.
I'm sorry, legislators can only speak once on this issue according to council. Anybody else? Okay, now, do you want to explain the process from here? I'm sorry, Legislator Tortel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm a lot shorter than Legislator Benton, so sometimes I'm not seen. I disagree respectfully with Legislator Menuda regarding the financial hardships. It's harder on people to have to go year after year to vote, and takes time. And I've seen in my own community the last presidential election where people had to wait over 2.5 hours in line. Some people left line with having not had their voices heard because of issues with the voting machines, that we were advised even ahead of time not to have simply 2 pads there, that they needed extra material there. Hopefully that'll be taken care of this election cycle. But for people to have to stand online over 2 hours to exercise their right to vote, and to have to repetitively do that year after year, where this streamlines the election process for the voter and not confuses them further, I respectfully ask my colleagues to join me in opposing this frivolous legislation. Thank you.
Legislator Tui.
Thank you, Chairman. Just a response to Legislator Tortel's comments. You know, it's awful when the machines break. It's terrible when you have to wait in line for any long given of time to be able to cast your vote. But I can only imagine if you load up the even years with twice as many candidates and you have those same issues going on, it could be turned into a real big disaster. I think they're spaced out for certain reasons. I think the other side thinks that they want to do what they want to do for their certain reasons. But I am in support of this consent, and thank you for the time.
Okay, without any other discussion, Legislator Stiganga.
Hi, thank you. My concern with this is that when we are talking about running races, our local races deal with local issues. And we're going to be put in a position, our town boards, or even the county stuff, we deal with things that affect us all personally within that little area. By separating all of that and putting us on the same platform with state and other elected officials, whether it's the Senate, the Assembly, the governor, the comptroller, all of that, I think that our local issues are going to get buried. We're not going to be able to have the opportunity or the money or anything to compete if you are one of those individuals that wants to run for your town board or wants to run for the county legislator, where you can actually have an impact on the things that affect us personally every single day. We're going to be swallowed up by the money, which is all in the higher levels where they're, raising a lot more. They're doing all the advertising. They're all over the place. And I think we're going to lose that personal touch where we can actually go out on the years that are being run for that. And those candidates that are running for those local issues, wanting to get involved and to support and to represent their small communities, are going to be basically buried by the exposure and the money and the other for the statewide elections. So thank you.
Hey, anybody else care to comment? Legislator Benelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Allow me to take this back to the action before us. We are speaking about putting a consent order on the agenda. From my colleagues are making various different points on how they feel about this particular thing. It's a good dialogue happening here. So why not let it go on the agenda and have that dialogue? Because that's really all we're doing right now, is it to allow it to be put on the agenda. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to have council take over from here and explain the issue.
Okay, so as mentioned, the issue right now is there was a motion and a second to put the consent resolution on the agenda. upon which the chairman ruled that it would go on if there was no objection. An objection was made pursuant to our legislative manual. In this instance, after the objections made, the chairman gave the reasoning for his decision in ruling that the matter would go on the agenda. As such, each legislator may only speak once. So the chairman had made that comment that each legislator may only speak once following that ruling. That is pursuant to our legislative manual. Now that the discussion is complete, the question can be asked, shall the chair's ruling be overruled? There will be a roll call by the clerk at this point, at which point the question will be decided without debate by an aye or nay vote by a majority of the legislators present here. We have 20 present here today, so the majority would be 11. So the
Just explain the yes/no vote, because it sounds kind of backwards.
Okay, so the question will be based on the ruling of the chairman, which is to place the item on the agenda. If you would like the item placed on the agenda in accordance with the chair's ruling, your vote will be aye. If it is, I'm sorry, your vote will be no. And accordingly, the other way. It's to overrule the chair, correct. So shall the chair's ruling be overruled? The answer will be no. Should the chair's ruling, if you agree that it should go on the agenda, the answer will be no.
The question is, do you want to overrule the chair? Yes or no? So if you vote yes, you want to overrule my decision. You vote no, you want to go with my decision. Roll call.
Benton,
No.
Paduk,
Yes.
Benelli,
No.
Cheney. Ellers. Fagion. Feller. Lujan. Menuda. O'Donnell. Ramos. Ravella.
No.
Riskevich.
No.
Sassy. Sierra. Stiganga. Sutherland. Tortel. Tui. Hines.
I'm not permitted to
Not
vote.
permitted to vote. So it's 5 ayes, 14 noes.
Okay, so it will be placed on the agenda as A1. And vote on issues A1 through. So the first on the agenda is A, that's receive and file, and then we go to this consent resolution, A1. This will be a roll call vote.
Resolution authorizing the county attorney to commence additional federal litigation in opposition to the recently enacted state legislation requiring elections of certain county elected officials to be held in even-numbered years.
Second. Legislator Fagion.
Thank you, Chairman. Recently, this was brought to our attention and put here on the agenda. There were some comments made earlier regarding this resolution and this action. And in regards to that, one of the things that was brought up was the notion of childcare and, pardon me for misphrasing it, but more important items or issues. One of the big issues that we have here in New York State is the endless unfunded mandates that continue to come down from Albany, whether it be via elections or many other issues throughout New York State. Albany has a way of just continuing to burden local municipalities and local governments, including county governments. This is the perfect example. Prior to December of 2023, hardly a single member of this body, in fact, as far as I know, not a single member of this body brought attention to the notion that our elections should be on even years or should be in a 3-year term followed by a 4-year term. This was decided in Albany, not in Goshen, not in Newburgh, not in Middletown, not in Port Jervis, not in Pine Bush, not even in Cutterbackville. This was decided in Albany. And I think that hopefully many of my colleagues would agree. The things that matter best for Orange County are decided here in Orange County. And unfortunately, in Albany, they think they know better about Orange County than we do. And so I would just encourage my colleagues to support this resolution, to support Orange County, to support your localist elected officials. And hey, listen, if you got a problem with them, you can meet them in your neighborhoods and talk to them. But the guys in Albany, they seem to be running reckless, and we have countless examples of them just continuing to making decisions that maybe aren't in the best interest of Orange County. And so I encourage all my colleagues to support this resolution. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Legislator Rivella.
I would just like to state, since we're now in discussion, that voting every year is not a burden. It's a right and a privilege. It gives an opportunity for ballot provisions more frequently as well. So to take that away from the people, I think, is a disservice. Thank you.
Thank you. Legislator Ramos.
Thank you. This is a question, actually, and I see the county attorney in the audience. This decision was made on May 8th, so why are we having a consent resolution on our desk on September 4th? That's my question. And then in terms of unfunded mandates, we're talking about the guys in Albany, but the guys in DC just voted on a bill that has some pretty significant unfunded mandates that are going to trickle down here in our backyard.
Legislator Riskevich.
Yeah, I'd just like to point out that our bylaws and Constitution of our county spell out very clearly how we run our elections and when they're to be held. And as a legislature, if we were going to make that change, it'd be subject to permissive referendum, have to go out to the voters of Orange County for them to decide. The state has decided to bypass our Constitution and take that vote away from our constituents. Which is why I support joining this legislation to defend our rights under home rule, as are several other counties doing in the state. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Discussion? Legislator Lujan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to echo the comments by Legislator Ramos and others who talked about, being out of touch from the voters. I think that we get out of touch from voters when we vote against transportation or don't put money into transportation. We find ourselves out of touch with our voters when we don't fund housing, when we know that we're 10 years behind on housing and we have a crisis. We get out of touch when we don't vote on the things that our people are suffering and struggling with every single day. Childcare is one of those issues that currently, we saw it during COVID, but we saw it even more now, how many people are currently struggling. And so to Legislator Ramos' point and others, it's not an important issue. Elections are a very important issue, and it is a right. But it's also one that is not going to cost Orange County taxpayers money. And also, there's this misleading notion that it's actually going to be more expensive. Every single year that we have to put into money, that's countless hours that need to be put in by Board of Elections. That's different locations that we need to have. We're actually going to probably save money this way. And here's the reality. Here's the big kicker, because we really care, and I know people here care about voters. More people are going to vote, which is a great thing. We want people to vote. Isn't that what we want? We want people to vote. So I am absolutely and fully against this because I think it is a democracy. Thank you.
Hey, any other comments? All right, so now we'll do roll call, but now the vote of yes is in favor of the resolution, no is against the resolution. So we'll do roll call.
Benton,
Yes.
Paduk,
No.
Benelli,
Yes.
Cheney. Yes. Ellers. Yes. Fagione. Yes. Feller. Yes. Lujan. No. Menuda. Yes. O'Donnell. Yes. Ramos. No. Ravella. Yes. Riskevich.
Yes.
Sassy. Yes. Sierra. No. Stiganga. Yes. Sutherland. Yes. Tortel. No. Tui. Yes. Hines.
Yes.
15 ayes, 5 noes. Motion passes.
Okay, now we move to number 1, which is a voice vote.
Legislators Fagione and Benton, resolution making a supplemental appropriation to the 2025 Orange County budget to cover anticipated overages pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. And number 2 is a voice vote.
Legislator Sassy, Stiganga, Ellers, Benton, Fagione, O'Donnell, Cheney, Paduk, Ravello, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the acceptance and appropriation of third-party grant funding toward a new capital project of Orange County Community College pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. Legislator Tortel is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 3 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tortel and Paduk, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution accepting and appropriating grant funds from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for the Municipal Waste Reduction and Recycling Grant Assistance Program pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. All in favor? Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 4 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tui, Benelli, and Tortel, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the county executive, in conjunction with the Orange County Department of Public Works, Environmental Facilities and Services, to authorize the filing of an application to the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation for the Water Infrastructure Improvement Act program.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 5 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tui, Benelli, Tortel, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsor. Resolution affirming the intention of the Orange County Legislature to adopt a bond resolution with respect to the upgrade and expansion of the Harriman wastewater treatment plant.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 6 is a voice vote.
Legislator Sassy and Sutherland, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsor. Resolution accepting and appropriating additional federal funds from a New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee for the Stop DWI High Visibility Enforcement Campaign Grant to the Orange County Department of Emergency Services Police Services pursuant to Section 99-H of the General Municipal Law and Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra, Minority Leader Paduk, Legislator Tortel are added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 7 is a voice vote.
Legislator Sassy and Sutherland, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution accepting and appropriating grant funds from a New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services to the Orange County Office of Probation for the Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Initiative Grant pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra, Minority Leader Paduk, Legislator Tortel are added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 8 is a voice vote.
Legislator Sassy and Cheney, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution accepting and appropriating grant funds from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services to the Orange County Sheriff's Office for the Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Initiative Grant pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra, Minority Leader Paduk, Legislator Tortel are added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 9 is a voice vote.
Legislator Stiganga, Sutherland, Ramos, Sassy, and Cheney, with all Republicans as co-sponsors. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature recognizing September 14th through September 20th, 2025 as Sheriff's Week.
Second.
Any discussion? I'd just like to thank the sheriffs in attendance tonight and all the sheriffs that serve Orange County, and please give them a round of applause. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 10 is a voice vote.
Legislator Stiganga, Sutherland, Ramos, Sassy, and Cheney, with all Republicans as co-sponsors. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature proclaiming September 17th through September 23rd, 2025 as Constitution Week.
Second.
Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. Minority Leader Paduk is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 11 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tortel, Tui, and Ramos, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution to accept and appropriate fifth year of funds from the New York State Department of Health to the Orange County Department of Health for the Childhood-Led Primary Prevention Program pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? All Republicans are on. And Minority Leader Paduk is added. Legislator Sierra is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 12 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tortel, Tui, and Ramos, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution to appropriate fifth-year budget period funds from the New York State Department of Health to the Orange County Department of Health for the Early Intervention Administration Grant pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? And Minority Leader Paduk is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 13 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tortel, Amo, and Ramos, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution accepting and appropriating funds from the New York State Office of Mental Health to the Orange County Department of Mental Health for COLA and targeted inflationary increase pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 14 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tortel, Ellers, Ramos, Sutherland, Tui, Amo, Feller, with Legislator Lujan as co-sponsor. Resolution of the Orange County Legislature designating September 2025 as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Second. Any discussion? Legislator Sierra is added. Legislator Minority Leader Paduk is added. All in favor? Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 15 is a voice vote.
Legislators Ramos, Sutherland, Ellers, Tortel, Tui, Amo, and Feller, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsor. Resolution recognizing September 15, 2025 through October 15, 2025 as National Hispanic Heritage Month.
Second. Any discussion? Legislator Sierra and Minority Leader Paduk are added. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 16 is a voice vote.
Legislators Tui, Sutherland, and Ramos, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsor. Resolution authorizing the Orange County Office for the Aging to accept a transfer of Welcome Orange Geriatric Initiative Grant funds from the Orange County Department of Mental Health pursuant to Section 4.09 of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? Legislator Tortel is added. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 17 is a voice vote.
Legislators Ellers and Tortel, with all Republicans, and Legislator Lujan as co-sponsors. Resolution authorizing the Orange County Executive on behalf of the Orange County Office for the Aging to enter into an intermunicipal agreement between the County of Orange and the Town of Chester for 2025 senior and congregate dining centers pursuant to General Municipal Law, Section 1190.
Second. Any discussion? Minority Leader Paduk is added. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? So carried unanimous. Number 18 is a voice vote.
Legislators,
Oh, sorry. Number 18 is a roll call.
Legislators DeGanga, Menuda, Tortel, and Tui. An act amending the appropriate Orange County employment schedules to create one courier part-time position at the Orange County Office for the Aging pursuant to Section 2.02L of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Benton,
Yes.
Paduk,
Yes.
Benelli,
Yes.
Cheney, Ellers, Fagione, Feller, Lujan, Menuda, O'Donnell, Ramos, Ravella, Riskevich, Sassy, Sierra, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Hines. 20 ayes.
Number 19.
Legislators Menuda and Stiganga, an act amending the appropriate Orange County employment schedules to reclassify associate clerk to personnel assistant at the Orange County Department of Human Resources pursuant to Section 2.02L of the Orange County Charter.
Second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Benton,
Yes.
Paduk,
Yes.
Benelli, Cheney, Ellers, Fagione, Feller, Lujan, Menuda, O'Donnell, Ramos, Ravella, Riskevich, Sassy, Sierra, Stiganga, Sutherland, Tortel, Tui, Hines. 20 ayes, and the desk is clear, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have 10 people signed up for comments after the session. And so the first speaker, you'll come up to the microphone. It's already turned on for you. And you'll have 3 minutes to speak. Our first speaker is Brian Flannery.
John.
Sorry. Thank you. My name is Brian Flannery. I'm here on behalf of Independent Living Incorporated, a disability services and advocacy organization headquartered here in the county and serving county residents and visitors with disabilities. I am going to rely on my little jotted down notes to make sure I stick to the 3-minute interval here. In that capacity with Independent Living, Inc., I want to extend my deep appreciation to Deputy Executive Harry Poor, along with all county leadership, including yourselves here on the legislature, for supporting the county's recently completed self-evaluation of all county facilities to identify barriers to access for residents and visitors with disabilities. We eagerly await the publication of the county's transition plan for ameliorating the 4,400 barriers identified in that self-evaluation. And I want to make my organization, Independent Living, available to the county to help coordinate and support the interested person input required by the Americans with Disabilities Act implementing regulations. I also want to draw your attention to the testimony in your meeting packets supplied by county resident Eduardo Gueron, a power wheelchair user and enthusiastic community volunteer contributing to the vibrancy of public life in the city of Newburgh, where he lives. He would be here to share his experience in person this evening, but Transit Orange paratransit services do not facilitate accessible transportation from Newburgh to Goshen, nor indeed among any of the 3 non-contiguous paratransit service areas within Transit Orange's greater service area covering the whole county. Additionally, I particularly want to highlight his experience being stranded in the course of engaging in these volunteer services in the city of Newburgh when his scheduled paratransit pickup never arrived, and he was forced to roll in his power wheelchair 2 miles from where he was volunteering back home, needlessly exposing him to hugely substantial risk of injury. And indeed, he reports that he was very, very nearly clipped by a car. I know that we all here share the same goal of ensuring full access to participation in public and community life by all county residents, particularly including residents with disabilities. And I look forward to supporting the county's efforts to continue vindicating our shared commitment to that vision. To that end, I want to echo my colleague Ann Sullivan's invitation to everyone to participate in Week Without Driving, and I would also love to help facilitate any ride-alongs that anyone might be interested in. I'm happy to share my contact information after this with anybody who'd like to follow up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Hildegard Labors from Newburgh.
Okay, hi, my name is Hildegard Labors. I'm came here to talk the same thing about with the paratransit transportation. I'm disabled also, and I too take the paratransit. And there's plenty of time where I called and they I called to try to schedule for an appointment to either the pharmacy or any other places I need to go. And they tell me that they are booked or they don't have any transportation. So I can't get to where I need to get to because paratransit don't have nobody to take me. And there's plenty of time where I would go to my destination, but then for some reason they're not there to pick me up. Just like he said, I had went to Adams one time, and then when I got out, they had already when I called them and they said that the guy came, but then he left because he didn't see me. So I couldn't stand outside in the cold. I was inside Adams, but he could have came out and, out the bus and come and pick in and try to see where I was. That was one case. The other case is that they would tell me that I would have to schedule like a week ahead of time because they were lacking drivers. didn't have no drivers to drive the paratransit bus and stuff. And then the other thing is I have insurance benefit where they pay for my gym, and I go to Gold's Gym, and that's all the way up 17K. So when I asked them if they can provide transportation all the way up 17K, they said that didn't reach there. They can't go there. So that's another thing. I can't get to the gym to use the facility because of paratransit not able to take me there. So I have an issue with paratransit. I mean, I'm okay with them coming in front of my house and, take me. That's a plus because, the public transportation doesn't do that. Where I live at by River Road down by the water, the regular public transportation doesn't come there. So I rely on paratransit to come pick me up and take me to my destination. And they told me that there's some location that they can't go to. So those are my issues with paratransit, and I would really love it if that can be resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Tracy Walba, Newburgh.
Hi, Tracy Wallace from the City of Newburgh. I spoke at the last meeting about accessible transportation. I just want to also say I'm here on behalf of Independent Living, Inc. as well. And I just wanted to say how great it was to celebrate our 35th anniversary here in the Legislative Chamber, and how important it was for us to do that, because recognition of people with disabilities is very important, because, we oftentimes advocate locally, and it's hard for us to get up to Orange to hear this chamber. And of course, we're gonna, in reference to transportation, I'm lucky to have a van that has a wheelchair carrier on top, but there are many, many people that car modifications are very, very expensive. Not just buying a vehicle, but being able to have a vehicle that's able to, I don't know if any one of you have ever seen a modified vehicle. Where have you seen a ramp come in where people can drive, or any modifications are very, very, very expensive. So people, I know constituents in the City of Newburgh who have to rely on paratransit because it's just really expensive to be able to afford feeding your kids, putting clothes on your kids, being employed, and then having to get a modified vehicle to be able to drive your vehicle. So I really appreciate the week without driving, because I would love to see our legislative post driving, being on a bus, and be able to post that. And I'm only asking that because it would be great to, for you to have that experience about how people the people that rely on public transportation in Orange County, what does that feel like? What does it feel like waiting at a bus stop? What does that feel like if you miss your bus? How long do you have to wait, another hour? If you need paratransit, what would that look like for you? Registering, waiting 9 months to get confirmation if you can be able to use paratransit, and then calling with 24-hour notice, being told that you still can't get a ride. And then our constituents telling us that they're being dropped off, but they're not being picked up. How are they getting back home? And in the City of Newburgh, I've seen people in wheelchairs having to roll in the streets, and how dangerous that is. And I wouldn't know what I would do if I would have to go from Independent Living, Inc., which is on Lake Street, and I live by the water, what that would look like for me to have to wheel manually from Independent Living, Inc. to my home if I relied on paratransit, and what it would look like for my children if I would have to go back on Social Security and food stamps. And I encourage my children to work, and I try to be that role model for my children and saying, we have to, no matter what happens in our life and what life gives us, we want to keep moving, we want to keep moving forward. And what that would look like if I couldn't get to work. I couldn't pay for the things that my children needed. I couldn't pay for the sports that my children needed. I'm out of time. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Gail Jeter, Crawford.
Here to talk about Valley View. The problem is that the senior population in Orange County and throughout the United States is increasing. Valley View is closing units and telling individuals that there's no room. There are 2 units closed downstairs in Cowser and 1 upstairs. There used to be, you know, the Perry Building. They're not only seniors at Valley View, there are younger people as well. Also, when you go to the hospital and you have surgery, sometimes you can't go straight home. You have to go to a facility until you get better. Why are we not working on making sure these units open up again? Why are we worried about how the public areas look in Valley View, and we're not really dealing with the fact that the wheelchairs have to come in? Isn't that more important than painting that nursery school blue on the lobby walls? It looks ridiculous. The other issue is that we, the loved ones at Valley View, have no say in anything, any decision that is made for our loved ones. I've read in the paper or heard that you considering leasing part of Valley View. There are things that the other buildings can be used for. The PT, physical therapy areas, are very tiny. Why not take some of that area and actually enlarge the gym? Most people in a wheelchair, they need some type of physical, exercise. And how about talking to us, the loved ones, and talking to the other employees about what is needed in Valley View? How about talking to us? We're there. Okay, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Virginia Scott, Cornwall.
Thank you. I just wanted to talk about agenda item 17, and I think congregate dining is a very important thing in our community. On August 29th, the town of Cornwall hosted the Orange County Super Ager lunch event, and it was absolutely wonderful. The Office of the Aging did a fantastic job in making every senior over 80 who makes very marked contributions to their community feel valued. So they had in our main area, they had the lunch for the Super Agers. On the other side was our congregate dining program. Have any of you ever taken your child to college on Parents' Weekend and you find, oh, this is great food, and your students say, oh, your child says, oh, they're serving the good food. They're serving the good food because the parents are there. And I really mean no disrespect whatsoever. But when the seniors that regularly come to the congregate dining program in Cornwall, their eyes were wide open. And you know what they said? Ooh, Virginia, look, there's salad. Salad. What I'm asking, and I hear about unfunded mandates, but I look at these people, these seniors, these valuable people, pretty much on a daily basis. We are the first responders, the local and county government. We are the first responders when they need help. Transportation, we're going to the New York State Office of the Aging. They're rolling out, and you saw in the paper, the Go-Go Grandparent. The county has been talking about that. I've been very active in getting the Office of the Aging, both directors, the former director and now the current director, to come talk to the seniors. They want transportation. They were told about this great Uber program that they could take and they could get access to go other places, doctor's appointments, things like that. My question is, and again, I support the Office of the Aging, they're short-staffed. And when you're making your budgetary decisions, start looking at your staffing. They're going to try real hard to roll this out, but I have seniors in Cornwall who read that article. They want action. They're sick of being told, oh, it's coming, it's in the works. So please, I'm asking you as their advocate with me, as an elected official, to please continue to have the conversation. Don't let this go. And again, I was a former educator, unfunded mandates. I still provided services to my students, and we are obligated to do that for our citizens. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Karina Tipton, Montgomery.
Good evening. I reviewed the information from the August Human Services Committee meeting with great interest. We know that at the federal level, the cuts are going to harm our communities and our neighbors, and this has been described tonight as a social services crisis. We need to have more planning at the county level to fill those gaps, and specifically, I'm speaking of emergency medical services. Despite our excellent agencies, our excellent volunteers, right now there is no universal guarantee for timely paramedic response across the county. We do not have that across the county. The county sheriff is working on this with the new fly car program, and I hear it's very successful. It's being used immediately, a lot of need for it. But even in our towns with ambulance districts and ambulance companies that work very hard, we still see them performing at a very high level, but having gaps in funding and in coverage. With the cuts to medical care and to preventative care that are coming down from the federal government, we need to have more effective and more proactive planning at the county level to pick up this slack. Talk about your unfunded mandates. Right now, the volunteers are going to be carrying this on their shoulders. I'm asking you to prioritize the challenge of funding for EMS. I need you to be proactive. Right now, the statewide EMS assessment and plan requires a local planning process to provide EMS services across the county levels. There's no reason why you can't do this now. Be proactive. The governor has not yet signed the bill allowing towns to manage ambulance tax districts separately, just like our fire departments do now, outside of the town tax cap. Advocate for us. Contact the governor, contact our state representatives. Ask the governor to sign this bill. We need it at the town level. You have the agency, the power, and the responsibility to mitigate the impact of these cuts at the federal level. We know that our neighbors are going to be harmed if we do not act now. I think I have a few minutes also. So unfortunately, the allocation of taxpayer monies for the even year election lawsuit was not on the agenda, so people couldn't comment. So I'll just use the remainder of my time and mention that as a taxpayer and as a resident and as a voter, I am capable of chewing gum and walking at the same time. I am capable of researching more than 3 to 5 candidates at once, understanding whether or not they are who I want to vote for, and showing up to vote for them. So please do your constituents, don't do them a disservice and assume that they can't do that. Give them the credit that they can carry more than one candidate in their mind at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker is Ignacio Acevedo, Newburgh.
I was about to play you a sound for 27 seconds of a mom being torn apart from her child in front of her porch. Her family inside screaming, "Do not take her. Do not take the child." They did. They took them. They put both of them in detention. A 7-year-old and a 25-year-old mom. Now, I keep going around town saying, you know what, guys, do not worry. Local police is with us. They're not cooperating with the federal government. To my surprise, I encounter 12 vehicles unmarked, people with masks, and what do I see coming from another vehicle? A sheriff officer with a vest that says sheriff. And just me being a friendly neighbor says, are you with the sheriff department? Yes, I am. I asked the other officer, what were you guys doing? We're doing ICE raids. The same thing has happened all over the country. So for me, as a resident of the county of Orange County, I don't trust the sheriffs anymore. Now, I wish I could say, you know what, once again, as before, as any public remark, we're saying, you know, the sheriff does not cooperate with ICE. But now I have a video. I have photos. I have checked that video over and over. There was other witnesses there. What do I say to the community when they look at those videos, look at those pictures? They go to Target. People could not go to work. They wore masked individuals. Now, I live in the city of Newburgh. I have come across masked individuals on a weekly basis. Now, people don't feel safe. School started yesterday. They don't feel safe to put their kids in school. They don't feel, if they see a cop, now they have to question, what's that cop, is he doing his job? Or who is he? He's working for the federal government? What is he doing? And all I'm asking you all, think about it right now. They're taking moms. They took a 19-year-old mom from the city of Newburgh that left a 1-year-old child behind. The mom is in Louisiana now. And if you tell me, well, they're saying they're criminals, right? She was following the law. She went to her appointment. She was detained in her appointment, and they left the child behind. So it's already been almost 2 months that she hasn't seen a 1-year-old baby. She was nursing that baby, and now, most likely, we don't know when she's going to see her child again. So I'm asking you all, as our representatives of Orange County, and I know you're all going to say, the federal government, we can't take the federal government, we're the county, right? But there's so many other things you could do. Even make public statements. Walk in the streets. Go see what's happening. The businesses are being hurt, local businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Michael Sussman. Chester.
Good evening, and thank you for the chance to speak with all of you tonight. First of all, I want to compliment all the speakers who've come and adopt and not repeat all of your comments, because I think they're all well taken. And they go to the gap between what you all have been talking about and doing with your unanimous resolutions. And thank you, Genesis and others, for speaking out tonight. We have a profound national crisis. I'm not sure what world each of you, frankly, is living in, but we have a profound national crisis. And that profound national crisis is affecting senior citizens, veterans, people with disabilities, people otherwise dependent on our general largesse. As a body, in my view, we need to address how that is manifesting itself in our county, what we're going to do with our huge surplus to address it, and how we're going to better meet the needs that you've heard some about tonight. Amazon is proposing a 3.25 million square foot warehouse in a rural area of this county. The externalities from that, when multiplied by all of the other warehouses now on the agenda in Wawayanda, and there are 10 of them, those in neighboring communities like Montgomery, increasingly now in Pine Bush, where there's a major warehouse being proposed, will have profound impacts on the character, culture, and nature of our county. We don't have housing stock for the people who are intending to work there. We don't have infrastructure of our roads to support the massive truck volume. And we can't deal with the pollution that will be generated. We have a 239 review process in Orange County, as is statutorily mandated by the state. That review by our planning department must vigorously study the externalities and the impacts of each of these projects, not merely in the community in which it's proposed, but through the county. There must be cumulative review to understand what road congestion will be occurring by dint of all of these together. That's not been done by local planning boards. I heard the comments of the county executive who says these are local decisions. That's nonsense. These are decisions which affect everyone through the county. They affect the character of the county, the nature of the county. And they must be studied intensely, and those studies must be published on our county website so all citizens have access to the 239 reviews and can understand what our county planning department has concluded. And to the extent that our planning department needs to be augmented so it can properly study each of these, that needs to happen. So I urge each of you, understanding the season it is, and understanding the fact that many proposals are being made for the first time this year that haven't been made for the last 12 years. Understanding all of that, we're in a profound national crisis. Address it.
Next speaker is Tricia Miller from Warwick.
Good evening. I wanted to speak tonight to express my concern and my hope that you will continue to make sure that our local sheriff's office never collaborates with ICE in any way. Immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility, and our local resources should not be diverted to carry out federal immigration agendas, especially when they disproportionately impact families, workers, and long-term residents who contribute to our community. And I'd like to respectfully ask you to make sure that you're abundantly clear that at no time will our sheriffs collaborate or participate or work with ICE in any way. Thank you.
Next speaker is Ronnie Balderas, Middletown.
Good evening, Orange County legislators. My name is Roni. I had a speech, but some of my comrades already spoke on the subject. I come to you before with a serious concern. As you know, when the presidency of Trump came into office, immigrations and customs enforcement came to our communities in such high numbers, and they continue to this day to come in high numbers. Recently, we encountered a sheriff deputy in the plaza of, I believe, Target in Newburgh, New York. He came out bluntly and said it. And I believe that the sheriff's department needs to come out and publicly say something about it, because it will create distrust between the community and the Orange County sheriffs. I believe the Orange County sheriffs have a job to do, and I understand that part. But for them to collaborate with a federal agency is unacceptable, in my own opinion, and is a huge concern for me. I do not believe that because you are in this country undocumented, or as the presidency would say, illegally, to those immigrants that come here and contribute to this country, live here, and follow the law, should not be discriminated simply because you come to this country for survival where they come from. I believe you as Orange County legislators could do something about that and publicly speak about it. Because I know that we all have immigrant friends, immigrant neighbors, immigrant family members. And I believe this is the time to come together. I see all of you here, and I believe that you guys are all a unity. And I think we must all come together because this is the time. I know it's the federal government, but you as Orange County legislators must do something about it to protect our immigrant communities. Because I know, like you and many others, we go to these restaurants where those immigrants cook your food, where those immigrants cut your grass, where those immigrants feed you, because those are the immigrants that built this country, just like our ancestors did before. And I believe this is the time and the place to come and speak about it. I know that I'm just one person, and like many others are here to speak about it as well. But we can do something about it if we work together. Work with me, talk with me. Let's do something to protect these immigrant communities that we know that are not all criminals. And I want to make that clear, that not every immigrant is a criminal. And I think that we must all speak about it, that not all immigrants are criminals. We don't want those criminals in our communities either. I want to make that clear as well. I know many of you may disagree. Regardless of that, we don't want those criminals in our community, but we also don't want immigrants being attacked just simply because they're in this country undocumented and illegally when they came here for a better life, because where they came from, they had to survive. And this country has always been good to me. They've been good to my family members that are immigrants. They've been good to my neighbors that are immigrants. And they've been good especially to me. I love this country to the day I die. I'm a proud United States citizen. And I disagree with what this administration is doing. I disagree with the federal agents that are doing what they have to do. And I just want your full support.
Okay, that concludes our speakers for tonight. A motion to adjourn is in order. All in favor? Thank you, and remember those that were lost on September 11th and those that we continue to lose on September, because of the unfortunate events of September 11th. Have a safe trip home tonight. Thanks for coming.